Zendaya, I'll start with you first because your character was such this looming presence in the first film. Like even when she wasn't on screen, like she was in the background, and then in the end, you know, we get to see so much of her. What was it like being able to, you know, we can finally see so much of her on screen this time? And how would you describe this? I would call it a push and pull relationship she has with Paul, because she's very guarded, but at the same time, very open in her mindset and approaching this dynamic that they have.
Right. It's a wonderful question. I would say for me, I just felt very lucky the first time to just even be there. And, you know, I was shooting the finale of Euphoria at the same time. So I got like a little week off from Euphoria. I jumped on a plane, went and did Dune for a week, and then went on back. And I, even in that week, I felt, you know, very connected to everybody. Everybody was so nice and welcoming. And but I really didn't have much time with her as a character, or much time to build with her, or to talk to Denny about it. Like they had already been shooting for months before, and there was already like a clear, you know, machine that was running already. And I just wanted to like hopefully catch up. And so I didn't really get to spend much time with her or get to know who she was other than what I knew from the books. And what I appreciate about Denis and his approach to the characters, he did, I mean, it's always scary when you kind of deviate a little bit from the source material, but I think what he did bring to Chani, or allowed for her, is to have, you know, much stronger convictions and allow for the love story to be a little bit more complicated and painful for her to accept, you know, and just being able to live in her and figure out her physicality and figure out her fears and trying to like also simultaneously see how she's overcoming those fears in love, but also still absolutely terrified and guarded, like as you said. So yeah, it was fun, and I, you know, again, appreciative to Denny for giving me something to really dig my teeth into. Yeah. Absolutely. And Florence, for you, your character kind of sets the tone, both literally and figuratively in the show. Like we hear and see her immediately. How would you describe her political ambitions and also her personal wants, and how they may intersect and differ throughout the trajectory of this movie?
I think both of those things are completely conflicting. I think she has been brought up to be the best student. I think she has been given all the resources, all of the power, all of the teachers. She is literally being trained constantly to be the best version of what she can be. And she's her father's daughter, so he's also training her at the side. He's also making sure that she is fit for whatever might come her way. But then there's this kind of childlike part of it where she's being protected from information that she really should know about in the position that she's in. So I think that's constantly battling against itself. She's been given all the resources to be this like quite powerful, skillful thing, but also is being hidden away from the truth. And I think that definitely spurs her on. That spurs her on to find out what's going on, spurs her on to ask questions. And I think also deep down she knows. But I loved that about playing her, was just how every single time there's something going on in a room, she's always watching. She's always taking it in. She's always listening and being aware, and probably doesn't look like she knows what's going on, but she's constantly quite calculated. And that continues, even at the end. I don't know how much we're supposed to be saying, but like even at the end, there's a moment where you now know that she knows, that she's known all along. That she has this feeling that was going to happen. Right. So very interesting character to play.
Yes. Very intuitive character.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But it grows, and then you're like, did she know all along? Did she not? I don't know. It's been a really fun character to play.
Yes. Well, thank you both so much.
Thank you.
And I cannot wait for more people to see this movie. Austin, I'll start with you first because I want to know, Did you feel either challenged or intimidated by the fact that you were taking on a villainous role, but also one that you're coming into a sequel. So you're coming into, established material, already having the first film. What was your mindset getting into this film?
My mindset getting into it, I was incredibly excited. I loved the first film so much, and that was such a gift to be able to see that beforehand, because I knew the world that they had all created and Denis had envisioned and brought to life. So that just provided me with the groundwork for everything. And I'm always nervous whenever I start anything, because you care, So I want to. I don't want to leave any stone unturned. But it's such an amazing team to come into, and getting to work with this guy and getting to work with Denis and the entire cast and crew. It was a dream come true. Yeah.
And Timothy, for you, because this film literally picks up right following the first film, and things escalate immediately. Like the first frame, things are already escalating within this film. How would you describe Paul's trajectory from the first film to this film? Because I feel like there's a lot of stuff he's still learning, but at the same time he's ascending so quickly, even to the point where we see him at the end of this film. How would you describe that overall trajectory?
Well, the first film caps off roughly halfway through the book, almost to a T. And it was the first time working on a movie for me, that first script, even reading it, going, okay, this arc is incomplete, And the work on this movie might be laying the foundation for something that, should the first one not be successful, is never picked up, and it'll sort of be like an incomplete arc. This second film sees Paul not at his boyish, perhaps even privileged and protected starting point from the first movie, but rather, as you said, he's quickly having to ascend at the risk of his own death or something. And we see him sort of battle against the possibilities of fate with Austin, with Fate Rautha, who's similarly on a hero's or anti-hero or villain's journey, however you want to put it. And it's not decided. We don't know where it's going to land, which was just thrilling to play, thrilling to be a part of. And like I said, just a great experience as an actor and as a creative to pick up, a painting that you left behind 3 years ago,
And I'm very hesitant to call, like you said, you don't want to call a lot of these characters, heroes or villains. Everyone is a hero in their mindset within this film. So, but I want to say that the tension that exists between your two characters within this film and what that builds up to is some very, very fun parts, some very fun scenes. What was it like building that rapport on set and being able to deliver what we do see on screen?
I thought it was very easy. I'll speak for myself, but I just felt like we sort of hit it off right away, and I feel like Austin's an actor's actor, and was saying in an interview before, wants to leave no stone unturned, is curious about every dynamic. So it was that beautiful dream of being an actor when you're growing up, that there's the area of play in front of you, the script, the story, and then separate from that, just a good time, I think.
Yeah, I feel the exact same way. It was like a dance that we had together, because we're trying to kill each other, but at the same time, with our job in real life, we're having to not actually kill each other. So
be somewhat respectful.
So it's that fun play of going, the energy as well in those scenes. You had such enormous groups of people around us that we all respect so much. So that inherently imbues you with like this intense energy. So it was just so much fun. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you both so much for chatting with me, and I can't wait for more people to see this movie.
Thank you.